Hello guys, today I will be talking about American Sniper, written by Chris Kyle with Jim Felice and Mackie Wynn. To be honest, it was a great book to read. I really recommend this book and a great movie to see. Well, which he also has written another book called American Gun. Well, in the book he really talks. I like it. I love it actually because it talks about his traveling to Iraq and other places in the Middle Eastern. He was really a full sniper most of the time. You know, he was in the Navy SEALs. That's where he enlisted. He was one of the most lethal snipers in U.S. histories, and he was one of the deadliest snipers. Like, he has, I don't know how many confirmed kills, but it's like in the thousands. It's crazy. He also talks about how he loved going, into the Middle Eastern and where he would go and how beautiful the places would be. Even though he missed home, he would tell his wife how much he misses her. Even though they're in the book and the movie, because of the autobiography, how shows how she struggled with him being gone and him wanting to stay, enlisted because how much he cared about this country, how much he loved doing his job. It showed how much he loved and cared for our country, which is really crazy. Because even when he came home, he would ache. He would ache to go back and go fight in the war. And when he'll see things going on, he will get angry about people not caring about the war going on and how people don't understand. He also tells us he gives us experience what's going on and how a lot of people don't understand, which it's true. Sometimes we don't understand about the war, or what's going on the other side. But I really appreciate talking about that. We should appreciate our soldiers, doing their thing, protecting us. We'll be here, just chilling. They're over there protecting us, which really opened up my eyes reading this book also. He sometimes talks about in the book how he fights, how he fought through the heart of him being away from his family and being enlisted. He talks about how he went and he had to almost kill children, or he had to at points because he had to do it for our country. They had he used to express in the book they were evil to us and he had to kill them. And how he had to eliminate those people for his crew, for his team members that they were in danger, because he was Overwatch. He'll watch his soldiers go into buildings trying to clear them out, and how he had to protect them. And there'll be times for him, he'll get tired of seeing soldiers get shot or wounded, that he will be the one that go clear out buildings with them, because he'll feel like he didn't help them enough, because he wouldn't be able to see in the buildings after they went inside. He talks about how to evacuate, how to switch, which that he didn't really talk say in the movie how to do this, how to do that. In the movie he basically just did it. In American Sniper, Chris Kyle really expresses a lot and tells us a lot, which gives us connection. It gave me connections and chills about what's going on and different point of views, and how it's not easy. It'll be any type branches Navy, Army, U.S. Marines, all that. it's not easy just to be that, and I think that's good for the reader because some can connect to it. I really not I really didn't connect to it, but I connected like for me like I can't say I know how it feels because I've been to war and stuff like that. No, it's not like that. It's like I connected with it, and I think I connected with it by like understanding like what they go through and started seeing and other people's views, and it gave me chills, and it made me want to read it more. And I think that's really important for the reader because you know not just because it's like you know autobiography or anything, but like yeah, I mean how some people say it's like bored or autobiographies are like not like that interesting, but this one was great, man. Like I think it's really important for the reader to like get them to reading books like or like this book like autobiographies and American Sniper, and that's what gets the readers and listeners and you know people to get to read this book, because you get to connect to it. You see other people's life, and the movie was really great. I'm talking the movie was good. I just wish, I mean, it would add like more detailed stuff, because it would have made the movie way better. Now let me talk about the difference between the movie and the book. In the book, it talks about a lot. Like, I mean, a lot more detailed. It explains a lot more stuff that the movie couldn't, because at the same time the movie would have been longer. But the movie did cover like more, it's like some important details. But you need to read, like if y'all want to like the whole story, if y'all want to be into it, and if y'all actually love the movie, I mean, yeah, the movie, I say you should read the book because you'll love it. Like, because it reads and it tells you more than just what you saw. And I think it's always great to see both, to do both. When you love, I mean, at least when you love it, not just do it just to do it, but like when you love it, or actually do it just to do it, because the movie and the book is always totally different. Talking about the movie and the book, they really had the same, almost, they had the same plots, all the same characters. They didn't change anything because, it's an autobiography, so they can't, make something up in a movie or like add things, you know. And also the plot events, everything that he did in the movie, he did in the book. So when you go like, oh, that's crazy, that actually happened in the movie. In the book, yeah, it actually happened like in real life. Like all that happened because it's an autobiography. The resolution was like of the story was the same. Unfortunately, he did die like in the movie when he left with with the with the guy when he was helping him. With his PTSD. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. When he was helping him, because after like all that, he went through, he came back and tried to, settle down. Actually, he needed some help too because he was having some problems. Also, he wasn't the same. Like when you go to war and you come back, like you went through so much experience, especially how many people he saw die and he killed and all that, and other things going on over there. So when he came back, he decided to just help people that were in the military with PTSD after he had helped himself, and he saw how he turned his whole life around. He knew he can turn and help other people, and you know, and like helped him out. Like people in life need help when they think they've been through so many stuff. Some people think they can't do it, so he knows that, just how he thought he couldn't do it and things weren't going to be the same, which he actually turned all that around and things came, it was much better for him. And PTSD soldiers, or like he went to like, a place where there was like disabled and how people, just how they lived after the war, which opened up his eyes and wanted and made him or gave him more inspiration to help those type of people. So towards the end of the movie and book, he was unfortunately killed, by PT. They were at a gun range, and when I guess it triggered the guy, and he shot him and his buddy. Well, the three quotes I would be talking to you about and telling you would be one of his like wife's perspective about him. Well, the quote is, "People talk about physical love and need when someone comes home from a long absence. I want to rip your clothes off, that sort of thing. I felt the way in theory, but the reality was always a little different. I needed to get to know him again. It was strange. There was much anticipation, anticipation. You miss them so much when they deploy and when you want them to be home. But when they are, things aren't perfect, and you feel as if they should be. Depending on the deployment and what I'd been through, I always had emotions ranging from sadness to anxiety to anger." Well, when she says that, it's really showing, it tells you and it shows you how, she tells you and shows you how he really wasn't the same, or how much she really missed him by saying, "Oh, I'll rip," like in theory, like she wanted to rip his clothes off, like in a sexual way, like, "Oh, to show you how much I miss you." But really, it wasn't that. Like, it was how she wanted to get to know him, like how it's not like she didn't know him. Like, of course they're married, like really. Like, he came back so different that it was like a whole totally different guy that she needed to get to know again because of the experience he had that had changed him as a man and everything. So I forgot to mention, which she also talks about her emotion turning into anger, is how much emotion she had that it all fed up and overwhelmed her that she'll get angry about it. Well, the second quote I would like to show y'all, not show y'all, tell y'all. It is, as it came up to the time to deploy, our relationship became more distant. Taya would push me away emotionally as if she were putting on armor for the coming months. I may have done the same thing. It's not intentionally. She told me that one of the rare moments when we both could realize that what was happening and actually talk about it. We still loved each other. It may sound strange. We were close and not close, needing each other and not needing, and yet needing distance between us, needing to do other things. At least in my case, I was anticipating and leaving. I was excited about doing my job again. That right there shows two different perspectives, like her perspective and his perspective. Like, she hated, him re-enlisting or going out in deployment, and like in the other quote I talked about it, how she felt. Now he tells you how he felt. Like, he knew, like the crazy thing is that he knew how, like, it was affecting like the relationship, but like he knew that they still loved each other and how they were still there and how the connection was like a love, but like, not like, even though I'm not here type stuff. And how she'll hate that he'll have to leave again because not probably, because I know this, that she knew that he'll come back more different and stuff. And how he would not care about leaving, but he really didn't care about leaving because he loved his job. He loved what he did for this country. He talks about and says, "People ask me all the time, how many people you killed? My standard response is, does the answer make me less or more of a man?" And the thing is that he also says in the next line, the number is not important to me. I only wish I killed more. Not for bragging rights, but I believe the world is a better place without savages out there taking American lives. Everyone I shot in Iraq was trying to harm Americans and Iraqis loyal to the new government. Like that right there, that's a perfect response. But in his head, the second part I wrote about the numbers is not important to me. That was where he really like thought about like he wished he could have killed more like to protect us, like, protect the soldiers and the ones that didn't die. For him like that were bad. That was great, man. Like that quote shows how much he cares and love for us. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. And how that really didn't matter. Like he wasn't doing it for bragging rights. Like he wasn't going out there and killing and trying to show off for anybody. He did it for a purpose. It was his job. It's not because he was trying to make a name for himself. None of that. Like it was for us. And I would really want y'all, hopefully, y'all have read this book and seen the movie because it's great. I tell you.